everybody, welcome back to the channel here on Global Conquerors, our weekly podcast, Conquest, episode 65, being recorded on March 23rd, 2025. Your host, SMGFrenzy, joined with...
AssassinADC as always, back for the weekly podcast. Not a crazy week of esports and general news. So it's
Yeah,
gonna be a little short, but we're gonna try to do our best to. I mean, we're always gonna get you the information out. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna throw it over to Mock like always.
yeah.
Get
We'll,
it started.
we'll start off with the bombshell announcement from the past week on Optic Gaming, where Kenny on their Optic Texas roster was dropped after Optic's very abysmal online performances, and they signed Skyz. Optic, however, as of we'll cover this also in the CDL2 major updates when we get to that. But Optic no longer is in Major 2 tournament either. They finished top 7, I believe. They're still not looking great. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, they just started with Skyz. Obviously, people feel very... People have mixed emotions about them dropping Kenny as well. Optic COD's in such a weird spot, I think. Because this is the team... Any iteration of this team should have been okay. Better than what they've been showing. And it seems that every iteration of this team has just been kind of bad, which is really sad. You may know a little bit more than me since you follow Optic COD a bit more ferociously than I do.
Um,
But
Obviously it wasn't a shock, but it came. It wasn't a shock this was gonna happen, but it came to a shock that it happened right before. Um, but I get it. I mean, they're trying their best to get as many. I mean, points. I mean, they missed out on 6 or 60 total points.
yep,
Only within the past month and a half, they've only accumulated. Um,
yep,
Apart from the tourney 20 points, and that's from one from the minor, and then the very last match of the, and then they look good. I mean, for a team that's only practiced for 4 days versus everyone else who's pretty much been a team for like the whole start of the year.
yep.
Um, uh, I mean, there is signs, but I mean, it's weird because the roster they had before was, well, I mean, this roster literally won the world championship literally last season. So
Yep.
we're like all confused on what happened and this and that. So yes, Kenny got dropped, but he is the one that actually ended up making the final decision, like 2 step down.
Yep.
Um, he just thinks that the team needs a change, a new environment, like a new atmosphere, and he thinks that the team just they have already reached their full, and there's nothing more they could do.
Yep.
Um, so I mean, yeah, and then I mean the best available player at the moment was Sky. So
Yep.
I mean they do show some type of hope. We just don't know. Maybe with more days of practice, we'll see what the team will look like.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the qualifiers in mid-April.
I guess so. Yeah.
Um, it's really hard to judge this Optic team yet because they've only played 2 total matches together.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean they did look good in the first game, but I mean the other team wasn't good either. So it wasn't really good.
Yep.
But yeah, they had to make this move. I mean they're literally on the verge of not qualifying for champs. Even though they're I think fifth, but like that doesn't mean anything. They have to win at least. Let me. The next 2 majors are only 5 matches, 5 match qualifiers instead of 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did this because the Esports World Cup
Yep.
is going to be part of their season, so they cut those games down a little bit, and yeah, but they have 5 matches. They have a pretty easy schedule. If we're talking about last team, the schedule would have been hard for them, but this team. I mean, we don't know. I mean, the only hard team that I know that they're gonna play is FaZe, but
Mm-hmm.
Miami's pretty good as well. They've shown some signs and promising. So, um, yeah, I mean, it came to a shock that it happened before the tournament, but we weren't shocked that it happened. Like we were expecting it.
Yeah.
we just weren't expecting it before but I'm guessing they try to do something to get some type of result in that you know. And they did look good the first game, but it's just the lack of practice against other teams and stuff like that. So
Yep.
um yeah, but they finished 7th, 8th. I mean, better than they did. I mean, there's no really much you could talk about, but I mean that they look. Did they look better? I mean,
It's hard to tell because they're so
somewhat, but
early,
it's
though.
hard to tell.
Yeah.
But we won't know. Maybe, like I said, more weeks of practice, maybe.
Yeah.
And if that's the issue, then I don't. I mean, there might be more changes.
Yep.
For this Optic team. And to think, I mean, the three people they dropped Pred, and then they got Hook, and then released Hook, brought Pred back, and then
Yeah.
so now you wonder like what's going on, like what players got to go, and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
but yeah, I mean we'll see, we'll see. It's surreal because I kind of started. I kind of felt bad for him because he wasn't playing amazing and also he was struggling.
Yeah.
I think he now holds the record for the worst KD in all of Call of Duty competitively.
Jesus.
I think it was a 0.38.
Oh damn. Okay.
So, um, it sucks, but it was gonna happen. But I just wasn't expecting that to happen before the major. I thought they would have played it out.
Yeah. Oh no, like
Um,
we both said, it's since they did just make this change right before the major and they're already out of the major, we have to see what goes on with the two minor qualifiers, them into the Esports World Cup and the next major after this, really. It's
no
too
minors.
early.
There's no more minors.
No more
There's
minors?
only
Never mind. Just
first. Yeah,
oh,
just now the 5 qualifier match. Yeah,
oh,
It's just the first two. But yeah, other than that, yeah.
okay. No. Yeah, we'll just have to see what Optic COD if they're able to rebound and turn their really abysmal start to the season around. We would jump over to their sister team in Halo, which has been playing well, of course, but now they've suffered two back-to-back second places once again, and they have decided to make the change to bring back their coach of the past 2 years, Lunchbox, back as the coach for the Halo roster. I guess Optic Halo, of course, is they're in a spot where they believe the whole point. We've mentioned this many, many times again. Formal has crafted this team to ensure that they basically should take first place in every event this year. They did take first place in an event this year, but then they've now gone 2 events back to back taking second place. And of course, for a team that has such a reputation and has such an agenda to fulfill, they're not going to take this very lightly. So I'm not too surprised that they brought back Lunchbox because he clearly helped them bring results. They just again were stuck at second place.
I get that.
Yeah.
But can I ask you this view this question?
Sure, go for it.
How in the fuck was Lunchbox not on a team?
On a team. See, I don't know. Because
Did he?
Lunchbox is easily
Okay.
the most decorated coach from the past 2 years in Halo. Yet, apparently was just a floating free agent for the past few months.
I mean, I thought he was gonna join FaZe because it just made sense. 2 out of the 4, two. I mean, team like the team from last year would have gone, but
Clearly not. Optic picked up Tusk, and then Lunchbox was just there. Maybe he was thinking of not doing Halo anymore, honestly, like his brother. I don't know.
I feel bad for Tuz, bro. He didn't even get to coach his first event, but they already made roster changes before the first event. I mean, I feel bad because he didn't get his first, like his actual true shot with Optic.
Yeah.
As a coach. I mean,
And
but
the thing with Optic Halo is they're in unlike the COD team, Optic Halo is like really is trying to ensure they are the best team in Halo. And like that's all because of Formal, because if they're not, Formal's gone. So they're throwing everything to ensure that they can be remain
all right.
number
So,
one.
well, okay. Even if let's just say Formal wins they win everything this year. Does
Yeah.
he still retire, or does he play another year?
I don't think I think HCS might be done with Halo Infinite this year, man. I don't know.
Bro, Optic has this stacked roster, and just like let's just say Formal retires.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, There's no way Optic get rid of those three. There's no way.
You would think not. Depends on how they perform this year, though.
They would have to go for someone big.
What
And
if they finish second place again every damn event this year?
then Form was the problem. Because those other guys won a bunch of tournaments last year.
Yeah.
They played against Form in most of the finals.
But we're seeing that Shopify is the new space station. We're also seeing Space Station themselves trying to have a resurgence right now. So like, can this Optic roster?
Shopify?
Yeah.
You think Shopify? I don't think Shopify is that good as people thought they were.
They've won 2 events so far.
I
They've
think FaZe
gone
is
back
better
to
than
back.
Who?
Shopify.
I mean, not Space Station.
Yeah, Space Station's having slight resurgence right now. They also have a really strong core. If they get their act together, they can also compete and easily take top 2.
They went from having the 2 fastest players in Halo to having 2 of the slowest players in Halo.
Yeah, but clearly
That's a reality check, Mokhtar.
No, I'm just saying that clearly, obviously right now, clearly Shopify is taking Space Station's role as like the number 1 team. Optic still seems to be in the number 2 slump. Space Station, while on paper having a downgrade, while the meta has shifted, remember in Halo, the movement has changed a bit, the gun mechanics have changed a bit, and it seems to be preferring teams that are still playing faster. Optic still isn't a fast team.
It's because of the style they want to play.
Yeah, but what teams are fast teams? Shopify, FaZe, Space Station?
Space Station is not fast.
Space Station
They try to play fast.
They try to play fast, and they have time to learn, is the thing.
I think FaZe is better than Space Station.
Okay.
Have you seen FaZe's team?
No, I have.
Now that they're officially announced?
Yeah.
Even though we knew that was their team going in from like the get-go?
No, yeah. I just think that Optic should be worried.
Well, maybe that's why they brought in their best coach.
I guess so. I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, they'll have their event at the next week.
Yep.
The Kason, it's only 4 teams are invited. I think
It's
FaZe, Shopify, Space Station, and Optic playing in it. It's only 4 teams, like how they did COD this year.
Gotcha.
So it's like first LAN, and then I think the first event is the DreamHack event.
Yeah, I believe so.
We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. It will be something.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they just needed a more. I mean, the most decorative coach player at the time during his time.
Yep.
He was arguably the best coach in this game so far.
Yeah.
I mean, first world championship for a year, second place, all of last year. I mean, you got to get a resume. I mean, he's arguably the best coach out there.
Yep.
To see that he was on a team earlier kind of shocked me.
Yep.
But I mean, Optic must have saw something, and then hopefully, I mean, he has a job now, but hopefully he doesn't have no bad blood against like being dropped.
I doubt it. I mean, everybody. If you watch Halo, everyone knows Lunchbox's history from working on like Final Boss, being on Evil Geniuses during their run, being the coach for multiple teams that had a really good run towards the end of H5 and during that H3 period, and then of course now being the coach for Optic during their run. He's been in the Halo Pro scene for as long as the Halo Pro scene has been a thing, so I doubt he has any bad blood against Optic.
Yep. You got it right. So can't wait to see the first actual Halo event. So
yeah, that should be fun.
Or the pre-LAN, or because they're playing 14 teams are getting invited to the Kason thing. So
I can't wait, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to see some LAN Halo. Hopefully, I mean LAN is always different. So maybe, I mean those are the 4 best teams. I mean, last year those were the 4. They weren't they were the first 4 best teams last year too.
Yep.
Besides, well, Shopify was up there too. They were 5th though.
Yeah, somewhat.
Who took that spot? FaZe. Who was the best teams last year? FaZe, Optic, Space Station. I'm missing one name. There's always top 4. Was it?
You sure it wasn't?
Shopify?
I'm pretty
it might
sure
have been
it was.
Shopify.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much the same teams that were good last year, the same teams, but this time, um, Shopify decided to bump their roster up. But
Yep.
I don't. I mean, I was confused because I thought they would have played with like. I'm not saying the players that they're playing with are high caliber players, but I thought they would have gone and go team with like big names. But these are up and comings. I mean, what is it? So Select or what's the name?
For their roster?
Yeah, and then I know the one is called Last Shot, which is the dope ass name.
I gotta check
Is
it
it
again.
Cycle?
Sickle.
There you go,
Yep.
Cycle. Royal One, right? Or is it Royal Two? No, Royal Two, right?
Let me pull up their full roster.
It's Frosty.
I got it. I got it. Sickle, Frosty, Last Shot, and Royal 2. That's a good team. I
Was
kid
it
you not.
Sickles their coach?
No, Sickle, remember, he's their player that was their star last year.
Oh, I called them Cycle.
Yeah. Sickle, great player. Frosty and Royal 2, we know their history. Last Shot's also great. I legit think, yeah, Shopify has probably the strongest team right now. Easily. Because you got the two veterans you have and the two up-and-coming blood that have proven themselves. Like, they've got a damn good team.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So the teams from last year, I mean, it's gonna be a good event. Just to see with some good Halo on that,
Yep.
like this year, especially with these teams and rosters. And hopefully we get some new jerseys.
True. Hey, maybe they'll send the $25 out one again. Maybe it's back in stock too. You might even want to check, honestly.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
Yeah. I guess to
Well,
move on from that, the Esports World Cup has
Oh.
announced its partners for the. I'm not sure if they said for how long these teams would be partners for, but they announced 40 different teams that would at least be partners for this year. I will name all 40 of them. Some you will recognize, some you won't.
You're gonna name 40 of them?
40 esports teams that they have partnered with this year. Okay, this is club partner program for 2025, so just this year. Starting off, 100 Thieves, Furia, Leviathan, Soul, Team Spirit, Team All Gamers, G2 Esports, Loud, Sentinels, Vitality, BLG, Gaiman Gladiators, Mouse, T1, Movie Star Koi, Cloud9, Genji, Navi, Team BDS, Team Twisted Minds, EDG, Gentlemates, NIP, Team Falcons, Virtuous Pro, Team Evos, Team Heroic, Team Onic, Team Liquid, Weibo, FaZe Clan, JDG, Team Power, Team RRQ, Team Wolves Esports, Fnatic, Carmine Core, Team Reject, Team Secret, and Team Zeta Division. Majority of them are teams you should know.
I know 19 out of the 40.
There's no shot. You know way more than 19 out of the 40.
Yes, I do.
You know 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
You know Furia. Come on.
Yeah.
You know Leviathan.
Yeah.
You know Team Spirit.
No.
They won Dota and Rainbow Six.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I do know more.
You know G2. You know Loud. You know Sentinels. You know Vitality. You know BLG. You know T1.
Yeah.
You know C9. You know Genji. You know Navi.
Oh, I didn't hear C9, so yeah, I do know more. Never mind.
You know BDS, probably League.
Yeah.
You know EDG. You know Gentlemates. You know you should know NIP, Counter Strike. Team Falcons. You should know Virtuous Pro. You should know Team Heroic. We saw them at DreamHack Atlanta. You should know Team Liquid. You should know Weibo. You should know FaZe Clan. You should know JDG. You should know Fnatic, Carmine Core. You should know Team Secret, also DreamHack Atlanta. So that's 28 teams that you should at least know.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Either way, the other ones I don't know.
Fair. But yeah, 40 clubs. These are teams that represent literally every continent. You have a good mix of North American teams, European teams, Asian teams, Middle Eastern teams, South American teams. Yeah. I think the only continents that are not represented here are both Australia and Africa. So, because Australia would have Mind Freak. Africa, I still don't think we have any big esports teams that have come out of Africa yet, have we? They'd be out of South Africa. None of them have really taken off yet. So, but yeah, Esports World Cup generally pretty well represented. And that's really it on that front. We move over to League. League announced where MSI will be hosted this year. We already knew it was going to be in Canada. Now they've told us for sure it'll be held at the Pacific Coliseum in Canada, which is, I believe, where the LCS hosted one of their majors before a few years back, which is a really cool venue. So, good spot to have MSI. Comes back to North America. So, if you're interested in going to Canada, MSI back in June, go visit.
Wait,
it. Yes,
someone was telling me something about going to Canada. You need a visa to go in.
as an American, no. You just need
Tons of, bro, they said they were not. They're not letting no people from anywhere in the world can get into Canada right now.
No, Canada's really hard to move to. As a tourist, especially as an American, it's really easy to go to Canada.
Well,
It's like me going to Japan. I just flash my American passport. They're like, cool, stamp, go.
okay, so what the fuck? Okay, I'm going to fucking Champs. I don't care.
All right, yeah, you can easily hop up for champs. You can drive straight up.
I'm not driving all the way. Fuck no. You gonna drive?
Hell no, I'm not. No,
You want to go to Canada
I would love to visit Canada again.
for Champs? Would you want to go?
That would be cool. I think so.
Oh, we should talk about that too, about the CDL Toronto being chance host. But
Might as well talk about it now. Go for it.
okay, so CDL announced where their chances are gonna be held this year, which is Toronto. We kind of knew that at the beginning of the year, but they just confirmed it. Um, so the problem with this, you don't know, Champs is not in Toronto. It's in
What do you mean by that?
like it's not being held at in Toronto's like area.
Where are they
It's
hosting
being
it?
held maybe an hour and a half from the airport
This is
away from
like
Toronto.
when Halo held, well, yeah, held the HCS Phase Atlanta Major, not in Atlanta, but right next to the airport. Or when Overwatch held their, back in 2019, they held their Atlanta Reign homestand in Cobb County, not in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing this, man?
I gotta find it. But yeah, it got announced where in Toronto. We kind of knew it was, but we were like waiting for exactly where exactly it's gonna be held. Obviously they didn't want to host it in the venue that they all have their majors in.
Yeah.
Because they can't fill out the venue and they want a arena style, so that's why they did it somewhere else. But it's just the location that they went to. It's abysmal.
Mhm.
Let's see. Hold on, I gotta find it, bro. It's like the only issue. Let me see. If I go to Ultra, oh, Toronto. Okay. Toronto. Why am I'm forgetting how to spell. Uh, where is it, bro? I can't tell you. Okay. Anyways, they're hosting it nowhere near Toronto.
Okay.
And the problem is, Kitchener, Kitchener or Kitchener,
Who?
Kitchener. I don't know how do you pronounce this?
Spot?
Uh, C-I or Kitchener. Kitchener.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's being held. So if you don't know what that is, that's nowhere near Toronto, and it's a Toronto uh, tournament. But
Uh-huh.
the problem is this to get to the event. It's about an hour and 40 by train.
Oh, it's in Ontario.
There you go. In
Oh.
Ontario, nowhere near it, but they called it a Toronto major. Holy shit! I
Oh.
just saw your earnings from your ads. Whoops, didn't mean to open
You're
that.
looking at my ad earnings on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, Toronto. Yeah, they're both in Ontario, but it's like, yeah, it's an hour and a half out just driving. Yeah, no, that's nowhere near Toronto. What the hell?
Exactly. So you could, and that was like the biggest why people were pissed off because I was like, and then there's nothing there tourist wise.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. This is just like, God damn it, God, why are y'all
And they
like
can't
this?
change it. No, I mean they can't change it.
No, I
There's
know.
nothing they
It's
can do.
just freaking annoying.
So, yeah, yeah. So that was like the thing people were having annoyed about this weekend.
What's the name of the arena?
Uh, shit, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I can find it. Is it for champs?
Yeah.
God, that's gonna be scuffed. COD champs 2025. Venue: the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. Woo.
Pleasure.
Thanks. Also nicknamed the Odd.
Yeah, there's nothing nearby there. Like nothing for them to do anything.
Holds 7,000 people. It's not a bad, like, capacity wise, I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, people are pretty pissed off about that. Which I understand them. Because this is nowhere near Toronto. Like
Well, yeah.
they're promoting it as a the Toronto Ultra Major or the Champs, and it's not even in Toronto. And it's not okay. They're like, okay, it's fine then, but why the fuck is it an hour and 40 from the air, like an hour and 30 from the airport?
Bro, I don't know what to tell you.
And the thing is, they had this. So usually, what I was reading or someone was saying that these venues are booked. Like they let the people know who's hosting them 8 months in advance,
They have to, yeah.
and they have to look for venues. And then obviously, this venue was planned probably the first. This is probably the first team to find out that they were hosting the biggest. It's always right. I would assume that the team that's gonna host it is always the first one to find out because they want to find a venue perfect for them, right?
You'd hope so, yeah.
So they had a lot, maybe a year in the workings to plan this, and they fucked up. So
I mean, it's the same reason why you see big esports like League the year before are able to announce where they're hosting every single one of their events in what stadiums because they have to
because
book
they
them a year
own
in advance.
them.
Well,
Well,
not
they own them.
they don't own State Farm Arena.
Oh well, but yeah, the State Farm Arena was like, yeah, we could just.
But like,
Can they come back? They're coming back. There's no way. If they come back to NA for Worlds, they're going here.
I hope so because that
They
was
better
fun.
make. If they have the finals here, I'm dropping everything I'm doing. I'm going. I'm going. I'll spend my life's earnings on there.
I mean, World is back in North America. What, next year?
Is it?
Maybe.
Oh,
Because if
where are
so,
you?
well, we
I'm
get the
going.
World Cup next year. We get League next year.
But yeah, but League is not around the same time as the final, right?
No,
The
of
World
course
Cup.
not. I
The World
hope.
Cup is in December this year.
Yeah.
Because, well,
No, World
yeah,
Cup's
we're
in
not.
North America, so it'd be in June.
Well, yeah, it's in the summer.
Yeah. I thought you
Yeah, because
said
it's
in
not.
December. That's what I heard.
No, in the summer.
Yeah.
Because they're not playing in the heat. You know how weird it was to watch the World Cup in December?
Hey man, we didn't want our players to die now, did we?
Yeah, and guess what? Half of those stadiums are being. Dude, those stadiums were so nice, and they're never gonna be used again.
Probably not.
The one that I thought, okay, I think my favorite, like from that World Cup was the shipping containers one.
Really?
That one was cool. I mean, have you not seen it?
No, I have. I remember. Dude, I watched the World Cup live. My favorite one was the big, like, traditional tent style stadium. I thought that one was nice. All right. I remember what the shipping container one looks like.
What year was that?
3 years ago.
2022?
Yep. Oh god.
Yeah, half of these. What's the name of that? It uh built
I don't even want to hear you try to
Stadium
pronounce it.
974. It's called Stadium 974.
All right.
The stadium is built using 974 recycled shipping containers. Yeah. What, you don't think this one's cool? I think this one's
No,
more unique than
I
it.
think it's cool. I prefer the other one
What do
stadium.
I think? What I feel like they like all the material they hosted to build all these stadiums in Qatar, and there's like fuck, we ran out of material, and then all they had was left over was the shipping containers, and they
Uh-huh.
said, well, why not? So where's this stadium now? Is it just there?
That one, I know some of them were meant to be able to be torn apart pretty easily, but other ones I'm not sure. But yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah. So that's what happened, and then what else you got?
So that's
Major
it
two
for that.
updates.
Yeah. Major 2 updates.
Um,
Major 2 is still going on. We kind
yeah.
of
So
covered that.
FaZe is playing Vancouver Surge in the final.
Yep. That's
We
yep.
don't know the winners yet, but FaZe are probably gonna. I mean, it's gonna be close because the only team to beat FaZe is Surge. But online though, it doesn't really mean anything. But they did play each other and they went to game 5, so
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. I think it's gonna be good. It might go to the last game. I think. If not, we might see an upset. But we don't know. We can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm
basically.
gonna watch it.
But that's it for the esports and gaming side. We go over to our one topic for general news, which is Forever 21, the very, very popular store that was in its prime between the early 2000s and 2010s, has announced that it will be closing down all of its stores in the United States. Um, they have basically the CEO basically blamed Shein and Temu for shuttering because the Forever 21 was very much one of those stores that if you were like middle to lower middle class and upper lower class, it's the store you would go to buy jewelry and clothes. But Temu and Shein were able to offer basically the same products for cheaper. And a lot of people our age and younger have moved over to those platforms, especially being able to do it at home. And Forever 21 was very popular in malls, and as we know, malls are necessarily not places that people go to hang out anymore either. A lot of malls have also started to shutter. Even our like hometown mall here in Gwinnett County shuttered a few years back. So I don't think anyone is surprised that Forever 21 is shutting down. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way that the market economy, especially with clothing and mall type culture, is shifting. It's the same like Kohl's. I think Angel, did you hear the Kohl's near us is shutting down in Norcross? Yeah. Everything's like 80% off now. Like mall type things are just dying. Unless you're
Yeah,
like a
dude.
big like standout mall like Lenox Mall and Georgia. If you're not familiar with like Georgia malls, Lenox Mall is a big mall. Mall of Georgia is a big mall. North Point Mall is a big mall. Sugarloaf Mills is a big mall. And those malls killed all the smaller malls around them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's surprised. It is just unfortunate, but
We know who to blame. We know Amazon's the reason why stuff is
well,
happening.
they're of course like one of the reasons, but there's plenty of them.
Right.
Besides that, there hasn't really been too much stuff. Disney Snow White live action came out. It's currently facing a lot of backlash.
Yeah. We know. That
People
I
are
think
like,
it's the actor,
this.
right?
It has a 2.2 right now, and Jesus Christ, what did you do?
What the?
For those
Anyways,
who are
keep going, keep
listening
going.
and can't see, Angel just ripped his mic out.
What the fuck?
um, Disney Snow White, which cost
Ugh.
$209 million to produce, currently has made only $33 million in the opening weekend. Probably won't make back its box office. Currently has a 1.4 in Google reviews and a 2.2 in IMDb. This movie struggled because it was supposed to be like a retelling of Snow White, and then they used like real people to be the dwarves, and the dwarves are supposed to be short and like all like the same looking German
They're
guys. But they in the original version that they shot, the dwarves were like grown men from all over the world, and then there was so much backlash in that trailer that they redid all the dwarves in CGI. But of course, they kept whatever story they made the same, and clearly the story retelling is just bad. So,
yeah, I mean, I've been reading a lot about the concert. Yeah. I've been reading about this controversial stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
um, was I expecting this movie to be good from the beginning? No. Something about the classics just, I mean, it's hard to redo something like that and try to tell it from a the same story from a different perspective. Usually most of the times you just don't. I mean, let's talk about movies that have tried that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what's a good movie
I
you can
can
talk about?
cover a lot because like Disney's been on the trend of redoing all their films in live action. The Lion King, but that
Lion
one was
King.
popular though. That had made 1.2 billion dollars. Lion King Mufasa also made a lot of money
That
despite
was
being a
pretty
fun. It
good.
was a
I
good
mean,
film, but like, you know, and there's Cinderella that came out like 10 years ago. There's Beauty and the Beast. There's the live action Aladdin. Some of them are very popular, like the ones I named, and some of them, like Snow White, just kind of suck. I
man,
think studios just need to stop remaking their damn properties in live action. Some things don't need to be live action.
absolutely, I agree with you. Stupid Mike. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know where, um, these studios just think everything needs to be live action. It just, some I don't know something about. I was reading something about, but Disney, they haven't been doing a good job of casting people for certain roles. They've been pretty bad at it recently. Um, ever I Okay, tell me this: do
Yeah.
you think Disney has taken a really bad downfall by after acquiring Avengers
No,
or
because
not Avengers, Marvel?
Marvel? No, I don't say that. I think Disney's problem isn't them acquiring anything. It's that when they acquired all these IPs like Pixar, like Marvel, like Lucasfilm and stuff, they started off with like actually putting passion into these projects. Like Pixar films have been known to be some of the greatest animated works for the longest. The Avengers and MCU was like the peak of superhero
Superhero.
media. And Star Wars was like rising back to prominence again with the first few Star Wars films. And then they started becoming lazy with it. They said, what if we just hit nostalgia bait? What if we just are trying to make money and give them the bare minimum? And when they started doing that in Pixar, in the MCU, in Star Wars, you see the public perception on all those properties start to go away. And now they're trying to regain that faith. You see them come out with Inside Out 2 for Pixar. People love that movie. That movie blew
I
up
did
last
too.
year. You see them come back with Deadpool and Wolverine. We have the Thunderbolts this year. Even Captain America movie this year was good. Because they're going back to the basics. Even Star Wars, you see the TV shows that are not trying to be nostalgia bait, like Andor and Clone Wars, are great. While Mandalorian went nostalgia bait, Mandalorian Season 3 is one of the most hated Star Wars shows of all time.
I mean,
Like, they gotta go back to what makes those properties matter. And it's like creativity, originality, and not relying purely off of nostalgia. And a lot of that has to do with who's the director, who are you casting, who's writing the script, who's reviewing the script, how faithful are you being to the source, blah blah blah. You know.
it's because the problem with this is, people, and it don't matter what it is, bro. No one can make something original anymore, bro. Like at all. Um, it's been like this for a while. No one can make anything original nowadays. I mean, if you think about it, the reason why people have been hating on these movies because they feel like everything's just rushed.
Yep.
They think they could get away with it because of the name, and
There's that too.
you
Yeah.
know, they think just because of the name and how much nostalgia has everything around behind it, is the reason they're just producing whatever. I mean, let's see. Like, look, Moana, right? They made a second one, right? It was good, right? I mean, the first one was good. The second one was good too. But now they've already started talking about making the live action movie.
Here's my best example. Besides Moana, and it's not like from animation to live action. It's
Toy
just that they
Story.
keep going. Toy Story. That's what I was gonna say. Toy Story 1, 2, 3, perfect trilogy. Toy Story 4 is a fine film. It isn't bad, but it didn't need to happen. And they already announced the Toy Story 5. Frozen. Frozen 1 and 2 are very good films. I think Frozen 2 is better than Frozen 1. But Disney's already announced Frozen 3 and 4. That doesn't need to happen.
Let's talk about another movie that isn't. I mean, they're not Disney, but or
Which
are
one?
they?
What film?
Do they own this? Shrek.
Shrek is not Disney. It's what's it called? DreamWorks.
DreamWorks.
Yeah, Shrek.
I was just thinking if they did DreamWorks sell to fucking Disney.
No.
But anyways,
Shrek 1 and 2 are good movies. Shrek 3 is
three
an
was
okay movie.
the perfect way to end the fucking trilogy.
Shrek 4 is a bad movie.
The fucking animation is dog shit.
And the new Shrek looks not great.
I think they need to revert back to the original. I mean, they were talking about they did it so because they're older, and I'm like they trying to make it look like they're getting older, but it doesn't even look close to like the original. Like there's the animation stuff.
Yeah.
You watch Puss in Boots?
Yeah. Puss in Boots: The Last
One and two?
Wish. Freaking amazing movie. All other Puss in Boots
yeah.
movies suck. I'm not gonna lie.
There's when they're gonna go wrong is they start making a live action movie,
Is
and
that
I don't like I said, like you were saying,
How to Train Your Dragon?
not every.
The trilogy's fine. The first two movies are freaking amazing. The third one's alright. Now they're making a live action. There's no need for a live action.
Wait, what did you say it was called? How to Train Your Dragons?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Has that been announced? Or that? Well, I mean, it has been.
The live
announced.
action was
Has
announced.
It came out.
It should come out, I think, relatively soonish.
It's going to come out this year. I know that.
I can check. How to Train.
Anyways, let's just say the problem with this is that they
June.
just think. Oh, let's talk about fucking Minecraft. Let's be honest. I know you don't want to talk about it, but why in the fuck is that game being made into a movie? Look, no hate to Minecraft. Minecraft is a great game. It's very calm and relaxing.
Yeah.
But that style of game, especially, should not be made into a movie. And especially trying to go off the block form.
If Minecraft were to be made into a film, it should have just been animated. An animated Minecraft movie would have sold probably more than what this live action one will.
The style that these Minecraft YouTubers used to go off, like how they made it more like more cartoon ways, like the old school Minecraft musicals. That style of I would have been okay with that. I think more people would have watched. I think I've watched it. I think I'm only gonna go because of the dope ass souvenir cups and buckets that they announced with it. It looked pretty fire. Hey, look, have you seen it?
I have. The annoying thing is that some of the mobs in the live action look good. Like the Enderman looks like an Enderman, but the cows and the sheep look freaking stupid. Like what's happening?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk. Okay, now that we've gone through that segment, we probably made up a new segment. What show that you think is animated deserve? I think. I think The Boys. Well, I was gonna say The Boys would be animated, but if you were, you might as well just watch Invincible.
Well, The Boys also has an animated series already.
But like, as a movie,
fully as a movie, I don't think The Boys needs to be. I think
I think what I think, in my opinion. Look, I don't know about you, but Prime has been delivering some dope ass shows, and I'm all in with their everything, right?
Mhm.
And goddamn Invincible is fucking incredible, and I think that thing should be a movie.
Mm-hmm. Live action or continue as animated?
Live action. I think it could be made into a live action. It's like The Boys. It would be like The Boys.
I think you risk losing what's made Invincible great, which is both its animation and the voice actors. You can't have the voice actor for Omni-Man play Omni-Man in live action because he's old. It's not going to work out. You're gonna have to, and then you're gonna be confused because then the voice isn't gonna match, and the same energy.
No, I get that, but like I mean, you got a point, but I would like to see that movie. That show could be live animated. It could be, or a live action movie. What are your okay? At this point, we just made a new fucking topic. We just extended this podcast like a month.
I guess.
Okay. What is your thought since about Mortal Kombat movie?
It can work. Like, actually.
Okay.
It just depends how faithful they are to the game.
Okay. What I am pissed about, my opinion, is the person that's playing Johnny Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Johnny Cage is being played by?
No.
Do you know, what's the voice? Who's the actor for Butcher from The Boys?
Are you being
What's
dead
his name?
serious? I don't remember his name, but I know who it's the New Zealand, Australian, whatever he is.
He's Johnny Cage. I could have named at least 10 people that could have been Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Okay. WWE superstar The Miz.
Mm-hmm.
You know The Miz.
Yeah.
He was meant to play that role, and I think he should have been the Johnny Cage. But look, one more thing that I'll talk about to get off my chest. The problem with these movies nowadays is they're just hiring people for the main roles that have a good amount of the ones that are popping at the moment.
Yeah.
Not just actors who should be perfect for roles. Okay. Do you really think Mr. Fantastic being played by Pablo? What's his name? Pablo. How do you say his name?
What's his last name spelled with? I don't remember.
Pablo Paletsko or something. The guy who played obviously Mandalorian.
Pablo Picasso.
No, Pablo
No,
Picasso. That's not Pablo Picasso.
no. Hold on.
It's PP. I know that. It's Pablo something.
Hold on.
Anyways, do you really think he was the right role to play?
Pedro Pascal? You said
Pedro. I said Pablo.
Oh my god.
He looked like a Pablo. Anyway, sorry to the people I just pissed off. Be honest, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he was perfect for Mr. Fantastic? I could have named you a better person.
Let me look at what he looks like again.
You don't know what he looks like?
I know. I'm trying to see how he looks like in the suit.
I don't think he could have played him. I think
I
think
it's not a horrible choice. I will say that it's not like the worst choice they could have gone with. But also, like you said, there's better options as well.
But do you think he's currently the biggest actor at the moment? Like
in that movie?
No, in just general.
No,
because of like what he's produced.
No,
like at the moment.
No.
But okay. In my opinion, if the guy who played Doctor Strange wasn't playing Doctor Strange, I think he would have been a good guy for that character.
Really?
Yeah. What's his name? Benedict
Arnold.
Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck? You were gonna say Arnold's winning? You were gonna say Arnold's?
God damn it, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Were you gonna? What else? There's another show called.
I'm almost pro MCU finding unknown actors, because that's what Star Wars has been doing, and it's been working out really well.
I mean, you gotta give these new guys a chance. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. I get that you want to have the name, just because of the actor, how good they are, right? Doesn't mean they should be that role.
Yep. It's the same reason Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom. People are gonna watch that movie just because it's Robert Downey Jr. They're not gonna watch it because he's playing Doom.
Right. Yeah, be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Could you have seen anyone else playing that role better than him?
Well, considering that first Doom is supposed to be Latvian, yes.
Oh, what the fuck?
So, yes. Easily.
Okay, now name me this. Okay, do you think Marvel Avengers, to be exact, do you think they nailed all actors to the characters to the T?
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah, because the thing is that, and I've talked about this with my roommate too. Avengers is in a different spot than many other superhero films because most of the Avengers as heroes were not popular before the Avengers and their movies. So, like, every version of Iron Man now is just Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. They don't care about OG comic book Iron Man because no one liked OG comic book Iron Man. Same with Captain America. Nobody cared about OG Captain America, but people care about Chris Evans' Captain America. Same with Thor's take on Chris Hemsworth's take on Thor. Like, that's now the definitive Thor. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow is now Black Widow. Spider-Man's different because we've had different variations of Spider-Man that were all good. You've had the Andrew Garfield version. You've had the Tom Holland version. You've had different various comic book versions. You have different TV show versions that all have been, like, well received. So people separate those. But, like,
Okay.
the OG Avengers, your Hulk, your Iron Man, your Cap, your Thor, your Black Widow, your Hawkeye, that the MCU version made those characters because before that, no one cared about those characters.
I cared.
You cared,
I
but
didn't.
most people didn't. Iron Man
Uh,
was one of the least popular like superheroes up until Iron Man 1 and 2.
Well, so you're saying that that they casted the perfect characters for that?
Yeah, because
They have a perfect cast.
the cast made those characters.
Okay, do you think all the characters that the Marvel, besides certain, some, not all of them, but do you think do you think Marvel has gave the right actor the right role in each movie? Or can you name or like in general, like or like throughout the Marvel universe,
Mhm.
or do you think someone else could have played a better role for that? I think, in my opinion, I think everyone's perfect where they're at.
Dead serious, I think they've casted perfectly for every role. Even for the movies that are bad, I think the people that they've chosen for the roles are still the right ones. They're good at casting. It's Disney. They're good at casting. That's kind of what they do.
They suck at making movies now, but yeah.
They're good at they're good at making actors. I mean, do you know how many freaking artists, actors, musicians that Disney has pumped out since they've been founded? They're good at finding people and being like, "This is you. This will be you forever." And ta-da! That's why we have our Justin Timberlakes or Robert Downey Jr.'s or whatever. What are you watching?
The full Optic Slayer comeback against SSG. They pulled off one of the biggest comebacks we've seen in Halo history. Optic was down 24-37.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Optic's playing Shopify right now. They barely beat FaZe 3-2.
Okay. Oh, let's talk about this trend that's going on. Have you seen this influencer dude that's been coming up on your page on TikTok or I mean on Twitter?
I've seen it on
Where
Twitter.
he wakes up at 4 a.m, puts his face in cold water.
Got the nice blue sparkling water that he pours
Yeah.
in, dunks it,
Yeah.
jumps in the pool, writes in his non-written notebook, rubs a banana peel on his face.
Yes.
I've never
Dude.
seen. I think this is the first time in my life that I can think I say a trend explode in lifetime. Like,
it's
dead
stupid.
serious. And all the people copying him now, it's freaking funny. Angel, you're on a routine, right? You should start doing this. 4 a.m. wake up.
Bro, I don't know if you see the one where he jumped into the pool. It said it was from at 7:30.
4 minutes later.
And then like in the middle of the air, it went from 7 to. He went from 7:30 to 7:44, and in the middle of the air when he jumped into the water, I'm like, huh? You're telling me he levitated for 4 minutes before hitting the water?
I want to know where I can learn that, man.
That's what you call the airbender. That's stupid, bro. This shit's everywhere. My Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, my TikTok.
I'm telling you, dead serious. I don't think I've ever seen a trend like in real time like explode.
And I 100% believe you that he wasn't trolling when he posted these videos.
He
I think
wasn't.
he's
There's
being
no
deadass.
shot. He was like, "I'm an influencer. This is just what I do." You
Yeah,
guys
but
should do this too.
I don't think you float in the air for 4 minutes before when you jumped into the pool.
Obviously, the editing was like, the meaning was that he's swimming for 4 minutes. But the way that he framed it was so dumb.
I get it, bro. But he could have cut to a part where he was getting out at the time.
I know. He just
Um,
he. It's the
hey,
style that he was going for.
bro, I've seen like these pictures of like, oh, I'm about to start my daily routine starting tomorrow, and it's like 10 bottles of the blue water,
Yep.
like a freak ton of bananas and a bunch of like ice. I'm like, what the?
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, this trend is hilarious in my opinion, and yeah, no, it blew
Yeah.
up out of nowhere. It blown up on everything. So
Hey, it's funny, dude. That's
hey,
all he
that dude
does.
got. I hope that water company that he uses all the time sponsor him
That's
because he just
for
you gotta get.
sure.
So yeah,
But yeah. I think with that,
yeah, we're done. We're done.
we're done. If you want to close us out.
Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for this watching this weekly episode. Yeah. Hopefully, there's a video. There's a video that went out Tuesday. Hopefully, I can get that done. Hopefully, we'll work on it as soon as we're done with this. Um, but yeah, thank you guys for the love and support. Yeah, I mean, follow our socials down below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload.
Yep.
With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.